Praise be to him on earth. Praise be to the Emperor of mankind, for he is glorious as he is merciful and he is generous. The Emperor truly protects, guys. Hello again and welcome to another Warhammer 40k video. And we have some very exciting news. I'm sure it's all over the internet by now. I'm going to try and get this video up as soon as possible, take advantage of that hype train, because we have got some points leaks for chapter approved. Now, I am sure there will be more coming out, but this is literally a matter of hours. Literally, I rush home from work. I left as physically early as possible to rush home and do this video. Now, I just want to say now, this is an Imperial Guard channel, so I'm only going to be focusing on the Imperial Guard leaks, and because that's how I can really that's what I can comment on. But I'm going to put up all the leak pictures that I have here. Okay, and the reason for that is if there's anyone who might not collect Imperial Guard who wants to get a good look at these leaks, then you can see them on this video here. Okay, so holy shit, guys. In the last couple of days, I've had a lot of messages from people on Facebook, on various videos, saying, Imperial Guardsmen are going up to 5 points. And obviously a lot of people are very upset about this. And we haven't seen all the leaks. This could still be true. But from what we've seen so far, there's no indication that Imperial Guard are going up to 5 points per model. I'm going to say that right out the back, guys. I think we can breathe a sigh of relief. And I'm even going to go one step further. Even if they did go up 1 point per model, the amount of points decreases we've had will easily make up for that. Okay? So fear not, Guardsmen. It looks like we're going to stay at 4 points a dude. And even if we do go up, it'll balance out. But so as far as Guard are concerned, we're either going to be roughly the same or we're going to be way cheaper. Okay, so praise be to him on earth. So I want to get that out of the way. But let's take a motherfucking look at some of these points decreases. So, Astra Militarum units, Armoured Sentinels, and I believe Scout Sentinels, guys. But Armoured Sentinels, 30 points a model. Thank you very much. That is absolutely fantastic. That is a 10-point decrease. Straight away, my Armageddon Steel Legion are like 30 points cheaper, bro. Absolutely fantastic. Armor Sentinels were already a pretty good unit. Now they are a very good unit. Absolutely, in my opinion, Armor Sentinels are now the go-to choice for fast attack slots. Now, obviously, I have Hellhounds, but now some of you may be saying, what could be the motive for Games Workshop doing this? I think that Sentinels were good, but not great, so I think they've made them great now. I also think Games Workshop kind of wants to encourage us to move away from using Rough Riders, because Armor Sentinels and Rough Riders were Sentinels and Rough Riders in general were pretty similar in points. But Rough Riders are an index-only option, guys. They don't make models for them. They're probably going to disappear at some point. We're going to have to accept this. You know, use them while you can. But I think Games Workshop want to start that transition process by making Sentinels more appealing to people than Rough Riders. That's just my theory. No, nothing behind that. Astropath, 26 points. Thank you very much. That's a 4-point decrease. Nothing too special here. I think it basically it's just good. It's just good. What can you say? 4 points cheaper. The Bane Hammer, 370 points, and the Bane Sword, 370 points. I don't know much about my super heavies here, guys. If anyone has any comments on that, please put them below. I think that's a decrease. Not sure. But I'll tell you what I am sure about. Chimera, 60 points. 60 points. They were like 75 before. Something stupid. That's incredible. Mechanized Guard. Yes. Yes. Even if Guardsmen do end up going up by 5 points a model. This Games Workshop is back. He's encouraging a bit more mechanized, which is great because infantry armies were infantry Imperial Guard was really, really strong, and probably still is really, really strong. But this now makes mechanized viable. 60 points. My chimeras with double heavy bolter and a heavy stubber used to be, I think, 95 points. Off the top of my head, I'm saying 95 points, maybe 96 points. Now, they are way cheaper. They're even cheaper than you think, because, spoiler alert, stubbers went down to 2 points. So now, rather than 20 points for my upgrades, it's only 18 points. My base. Now, dudes, it's 78 points for a motherfucking chimera. 78 points! I could probably get more. Yeah. Fantastic. But I know what some of you, the skeptics out there will be saying, it's just to encourage people to buy more models. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah, I can see that, and I don't necessarily disagree with it, but anyone out there will tell you that Mechanized Guard was probably not as, was more than like, it wasn't as good as Infantry Guard. Transports in general have kind of been suffering in 8th edition. This is a very big step in the right direction for getting the balance right between mech and infantry and horde. And a lot of people have been complaining about hordes in 8th edition. Well, as someone on Daka Daka pointed out, people get very upset with some points rises. Absolutely, that's true. So, you can't points rise everything. You have to, rather than points rise things, you have to make people have viable alternatives. So, this is a viable alternative. Armor Sentinels are now a viable alternative. Chimeras, Mechanized in general, now a viable alternative. Commissars are now 15 points. A lot of people are saying, why are they, replicating the points costs in this and in the big FAQ? It's just to make one document. So you don't have to flick between the two. You have your one document right here. So Commissars, 15 points. Conscripts have remained at 4 points. Again, the reason some people are getting confused, like, why are they showing the same points costs again? It's because you have to look at this from the codex. So you can't have chapter proof 1 and chapter proof 2. They've basically consolidated that. So as far as I'm concerned, unless you want to play the new missions, chapter proof 1 I think is just dead, and chapter proof 2 is now the way to go. Okay, so conscripts are stayed at 4 points, whatever. Death Strike, 125 points. I feel like that is a huge fucking drop. I mean, 8 points heavy bolter, 133 points for a Death Strike. Is that right? If so, that actually might bring them for the first time in history into actual consideration. That's all I can say. Doomhammer, 400 points, another super heavy. I don't have a lot of information on that, guys, but I want my commenters, you brave, beautiful motherfuckers, I want you guys, commenters, to put down below anything that I don't quite have knowledge on. Put that stuff down below. Let me know, because obviously, as I always have said with this channel, it's about building a guard repository and a repository of information about chapter approved, clarifications. I might miss things. Get it down in there, guys. Put those comments down there. We can get some clarifications. Get a full repository, and that way, when people come to this video, they know this is what they want to. This is the place to come when they want a comprehensive community sort of built breakdown of guard chapter proof changes. So, and I can't do that without you guys. So please, 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 and thank you. Put some comments down there. Anyway, back to it. Hydras, 85 points. Again, I feel like that's a buff, right? That's cheaper, right? I mean, that's only 93 points for Hydra. That's amazing. I've already been championing Hydras. I personally haven't. I've only got one Hydra. This, and it's a custom one from an AD defense line. This could very easily make me go out there and get two more Hydras. I got a big. If this is the points decrease that I think it is, that is going to be a big deal. That's going to be a big deal. Hydra's 93 points. I think that's good. Less than 100 points for Hydra. Very nice. So that's the first page I've got in front of me. I've got another page here. Let's take a look at this. I think this is some Forge Lehman Rustiges Vanquisher. I can't quite make the points out, guys. It looks like 130. Lightning Strike Fighter. I can't quite see some of these. It's Forge World stuff, though. I think Salamander Command Vehicle, 110 points. Rapier laser. It's very difficult to see those points. But what I can tell you guys, Artemis Inferno Cannon 20 points, Auto Cannon 10 points. Auto Cannon's had another decrease, guys. That is a big deal because how much have I been saying recently? Autocannons are the way to go. This now, in my mind, solidifies that autocannons are the way to go. You want a heavy bolter. Basically, they had the 2 points, because obviously heavy bolters are 8 points, autocannons are now 10 points. What that basically tells us, guys, that if they are essentially equal, but you're paying 2 points more for the extra range on the autocannon. But boom, autocannon's 10 points. Yes, guys, yes. Honestly, I'm going to blow the dust off my autocannons. They're going in every infantry squad now. No questions asked. Absolutely fantastic. 48 points for 3 autocannons and a heavy weapon team. Boom! Thank you very much. Defensive Searchlight, 20 points. Demolisher, that's a Forge World thing. They're good, but I think they were 20 points anyway. Hello. Demolisher Cannon was 40 points. Now 20 points for the Demolisher Cannon. Sweet Emperor. Ah, can't tell you enough, guys. I love my Demolishers. My first Lemurs I ever owned, Demolisher. You know what? I'm going to fucking roll out 3 of them in my next game. Not even lying. Demolishers are a fantastic piece of equipment. They were already sort of justifiable by, you know, when you absolutely positively have to kill every motherfucker in a room, bring the Demolisher Cannon. You know what? I'm bringing Demolisher Cannons now. They're great. Are they better than Battle Cannon? I don't know. I honestly don't. But I tell you what, they're definitely worth 20 points. Flamer, 6 points. Nice. Nice. Flamers, and I've always said flamers versus plasma guns. Why would you ever want to take a flamer? Blah, blah, blah. I've been using flamers anyway. I've been starting to get more of appreciation for the auto hit. Now the fact that they are a point cheaper, I think that's a good place for them. I don't want them to get too cheap, because the fact that you are paying for the auto hit capability is actually a big deal for the Guard. I know it sounds crazy, but I've just had this idea now. But do you feel like Guard should almost pay more for auto hitting weapons than Space Marines, when you realistically think about it? Because the Space Marine doesn't want to be taking weapons that auto hit almost, because he hits on a 3+ anyway. He wants to take plasma guns and stuff. But Guard, you know, we want to be we have Blitzkrieg 4+, so anything that lets us auto hit is a big deal. So the fact that Flames went down to 6 points for us is fantastic. But I'm not, you know, I'm always saying I wouldn't be. I've always been okay with Flames being 7 points. Now they're 6 points. Yes, ka-ching. Here comes the big one though, guys, and it's a big one, and it's something that a lot of us have been saying for a long time. And holy shit, Games Workshop, you knocked it out of the park. This shows they listen to the community. The grenade launcher is now 3 points. Absolutely fantastic. That is how much it is worth. Because when you fire a grenade launcher at something at 24-inch range, and you fire plasma at something at 24-inch range, you know, you can't compare it. Now that they're 3 points, they are definitely worth it. Veterans with grenade launchers are just so good now. Grenade launch special weapons squads are so good. And we're looking at 9 points. We're looking at like what, 33 points for a grenade launch special weapons squad. That's actually worth it. That's a good stocking filler. That's a good detachment filler. 3-point grenade launchers, I could go on about it for hours, guys, but we all know how good that is. That's where they should be. That makes them a very viable alternative to a plasma gun. Because you still think about it this way, guys. A plasma gun at 12-inch range has such a massive advantage over a grenade launcher. It gets 2 shots at a better strength, better AP, with it's just with the potential to overcharge. Now grenade launchers, basically you can get 2 grenade launchers for 1 plasma gun. Now that makes sense, because grenade launchers you can get 2 shots at a decent strength now at close range. It makes up for the fact they're an assault weapon, not a rapid fire weapon, and assault weapons aren't great for Guard. So fantastic. Heavy Flamer, 14 points. That's a 3-point reduction. Perfection. Absolute perfection. Heavy Flamers, a decent bit of kit. Absolute decent bit of kit. The AP -1, worth it. The +1 strength with 5, fantastic. They were already, they were a little overpriced, 17 points. I feel like 14 points puts them in a good place. I wouldn't be surprised if they went in a future update. They went down by maybe 1 or 2 more points. That's just my theory. Okay, just because they're good. They're not great. This puts them in the good. They were in the okay category. Now they're in the good category in my eyes. Another big one for me, guys. Steel Legion are having a fucking field day today. Heavy Stubber, 2 points. Absolutely bang on. Games Workshop is where they should be. Stormbolts and Heavy Stubbers should be should be the same points, because the Stormbolter, you get 4 shots at close range or 2 shots at long range, but the Heavy Stubber, whether you're at long or short range, gets a solid 3 shots. Therefore, they're the same strength. That just makes them equal. They've always should have been the same points cost. They are the same points cost. Perfect. And again, this is going to affect people like me who has a love for the Heavy Stubber. It's a bit of fan service for the Heavy Stubber, for the Heavy Stubber lovers. But you've got to sort of remember, no one's talking about Heavy Stubbers. So Games Workshop can almost make this like little sneaky change, because it's a little fan service to those that love the Heavy Stubber, but it's not going to go out there and cause, every competitive list you come across is going to be Heavy Stubber spam, is it? It's a nice little change to that, and it's appreciated, Games Workshop. Thank you. I know I gave you a bit of a hard time over in the formation thing. I'm still concerned about that, but this is a step in the right direction, and I appreciate this. Hellfire Missile, 30 points. Is that the one on the Valkyrie? It seems expensive. Hellfire Missile, 30 points. It's not the Deathstrike Missile. It's the Hellstrike. Weird. No one was taking them anyway, so he gives a shit. If it's up or down. Melter Gun. Model with a ballistic skill of 4+. 10 points! Yes! Mordian Melter Hedge is back, guys. I know a lot of people are saying, oh, why would you ever, take Melter with Plasma anyway? Look, fuck you. Like, Melter Guns are cool, and them being a bit cheaper is good. And yeah, man, you know what? That's back to where they've always should have been. 10 points. Thank you very much. I know it only seems like a 2-point difference, but combine that with all of the differences that we've seen, and it's just good. It's just good. It's where it should be. Melter Gun on other models, 14 points. It's a 3-point reduction. Thank you, Scions. That's a bit of fucking fat Scions service. Thank you. Missile Launcher, 15 points. Yes! That's where they should have been all along. If you notice something, if you look at this 1 second, if you notice something, what have we seen? Guard have almost gone back to where they were in 7th edition. On certain weapons, Well Guns are back to 10 points, Missile Launcher back to 15 points, Autoguns back to 10 points. And that makes sense. That's where they should have always been. But I appreciate Games Workshop's basically spent a year going, let's just adjust things a little bit. Because again, no one was ever going to take the missile launcher over the lascan. You're never going to do it. Now, you probably will. When you think about it, now you probably will. Because as we've been talking about, guys, the rise of the invuln save spam, which let me tell you, is only going to get higher, because Storm Shields are only 2 points per model now. We'll go off on a rant on that another day. Now that the invuln spam is looking like it's going to go higher and higher and higher, weapons like the missile launcher, weapons like the autocannon are going to become more and more, like the grenade launcher, are going to be more and more important. And Games Workshop has given us the keys to that. Melter Guns had to become a little cheaper because they're not going to be as useful against those invuln spams. But you know what they're still good against? Their primary target, which is a good old-fashioned vehicle. Perfect. Multi-laser, 5 points. Boom. Love it. It's where it should be. Multi-melter, 15 points. That's a 5-point reduction. That's amazing. I love multi-melters. Back in 7th edition, my go-to loadout was Punisher with 2 multi-melters. And a heavy bolter and a heavy stubber. The reason for that is it allowed the Punisher to take on any threat. It could do it again, guys. Great. Absolutely great. Multiple rocket pod. 8 points. I believe that's a 3-point reduction. Yes, Valkyries. Valkyries just got cheaper. Valkyries just got 3, 6, 11 points cheaper. They were already pretty fucking good. Yes. Plasma. This is insane. Plasma cannon. 10 points. My Steel Legion, guys. My Steel Legion literally don't know what to do with themselves. Heavy Stubbers got cheaper. Chimeras got cheaper. Armor Sentinels got cheaper. Plasma cannons got cheaper. I was already spamming those plasma cannons like a motherfucker. Do you know why? That totally makes sense though. Because plasma cannons, trust me, as someone who spams them, I regularly do more wounds to myself with my plasma cannons than the enemy does to me in a turn. Regularly. Because you can't always get those reroll ones. You can't always get them off. So, yes, thank you. That's definitely definitely not going to complain about that. Plasma guns are 7 points on BS4 models. Plasma guns are now 2 points cheaper on other models. So Scions, again, fantastic. This brings plasma veterans back into contention. Love it. What more can you say on that? Cheaper plasma guns? Love it. Power Fist, 8 points. Twin Assault Cannon, I don't know what we'd use that on. And Twin Heavy Flamer. Twin Assault Cannon is 44 points. Twin Heavy Flamer is 28 points. Nice. What other points values do we have, guys? I think that might be it, but I'm going to check. There might be more. There is more. There is a lot more. Okay, Lord Commissar, 30 points. Manticore, 125 points. So obviously with the Manticore Heavy Bolt, 133. Nice. Officer of the Fleet, down to 20 points. Interesting change. Valkyrie's just got another buff. Not going to complain. Yeah. Yeah, they were 25 points, weren't they? Now they're 20 points. Great. Ogren Bodyguards, 45 points. I didn't use them, but that's pretty cool. Ogrins themselves, 24 points. Hello. 24 points, right, for an Ogrin? But you don't pay for any weapons on an Ogrin. Weren't like Bulgrin's like 42 points, and Ogrins were 35 points, or 30 points. That's either a 6 or an 11-point reduction on Ogrins. That's great. That's where they need to be. They're now again a viable alternative. Boom. Primera Psyche 38 points. I think that's what they were anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong. Rattling 7 points again. I think with the that's where they were, wasn't it? Yeah, no change there. Scout Sentinels 30 points. Fantastic. Servitors 5 points. I feel like that's cheaper. Shadow Sword 410, I feel like that's more expensive. Stormlord 410, I feel like that's more expensive. But I don't know for sure. And the Bane Sword 370 points. But here's a real big one, guys. Tank Commander, 142 points. 25-point reduction. Holy shit, guys. I love Tank Commanders. I fucking love Tank Commanders. This makes them, but I've not really been using them because, well, they're quite expensive, but Jesus, that's amazing. At the beginning of 7th, at the beginning of 8th edition, how Tank Commanders were totally worth it over regular Lehman Russes, and we always just took like 3 Tank Commanders. Pooh, guess what I'm going to do again? 3 Tank Commanders, first thing that goes in every one of my lists, because all the other points reductions, I'm actually not going to pay any more. When you think about it, I'm saving 5 points plus 5 points plus... I'm talking about 12 points per Lehman Russ. Holy shit, guys! I'm saving like 12 points per Lehman Russ, and then with the points cost from my and the points cost on the Armored Sentinels and the points cost on the Chimeras. I'm looking at like all my Lehman Russes becoming Tank Commanders in my Steel Legion list. I have to figure out out some way, but that's incredible. That's really good. Taurox 50 points, I think that's what they were anyway. Taurox Primes 80 points, I think that's what they were anyway. Valkyries 100 points. I believe that's a 10-point reduction. So if we add this up now, guys, a Valkyrie 100 points base, plus 5 points for multi-laser 105, plus 2 multiple rocket pods for 8 points, which is so 16, plus 2 heavy bolters, which is another 16. So it's 32 points, plus 5 points, 37 points, that's 137 points for a Valkyrie. Holy shit. That is really good. That is, they hit on threes, guys. That is really, when they're hover mode, that's amazing. I can't contain myself any longer. I'm gonna bust on that. I'm gonna blow my load. This is just Christmas come early, guys. This is Christmas. Even better, guys. Veterans. 5 points a model, gone down by a point. Yes, thank you very much. So you know all those people that were saying, oh, guardsmen are going up. Why the fuck would guardsmen go up to 5 points if veterans go down by a point? Do you know what I think it was? I think people that were looking at the guard entries, I think they saw veterans and just thought, oh yeah, guardsmen going 5 points, and they got it the wrong way round. So rather than guardsmen going up by a point, and again, I want to say the leaks aren't finished yet, guys. Rather than guardsmen going up by 5 points, took by a point, veterans came down by a point. I think they got it the wrong way round. Word Vein Psychers, 7 points a model. Does that now make them worth it? No, seriously, does that now make them worth it? That's like a psychic power. That's like 21 points. That seems really, really good. I can't remember exactly what the points cost difference there, but they're so shit I can't even tell you. Wyverns 95 points. That's okay. I think that's probably where they should be. Name characters went down, guys. Colour Sergeant Kell went down to 40 points. Commissar Yark got a 35-point decrease. He's now 100 points. Just thinking, am I still a Legion list now, guys? It's all, basically, I can take Commissar Yark for like free. Lord Castling Creed down to 55 points. Nort Dead Dog down to 60 points. Slime Arbo down to 55 points. Very nice. Going through some of this Augur Array, 5 points. Chem Cannon, 7 points. Eradicator Nova Cannon down to 15 points. I just did a video on how good Eradicators are going to become. They got even... yeah, mate. Eradicators, awesome. Executioner Plasma Cannon, 15 points. It's a 5-point reduction. Exterminator Auto Cannon, 17 points. That is a 3-point reduction. I mean, I feel like they should be 15 points, but I'm not going to complain. That's still great. That still makes them worth considering. Grenadier Gauntlet, 5 points. Hellstrike Missiles, 12 points. Okay, I think I must have been looking at something else before, different Hellstrike Missile. I think that's the Forge World Hellstrike Missiles. The Hellstrike Missiles are now 12 points on a Valkyrie, which means it's actually cheaper to take an anti-tank Valkyrie now. Oh no, it's 30. If you that's really cool. Nice. Hotshot Lasgun and Hotshot Las Pistol, 0 points. Scions all got a point cheaper, guys. You don't pay for Hotshot Lasguns anymore. Fantastic. Scions got cheaper across the board. That's where they want to be. Hotshot Volleygun, 7 points. That's where it was, I think. Medipack, 5 points. A half price Medipack. I'll take that. That makes them worth considering now, guys. That genuinely does. It's not great, but it's good. Power Fist, 8 points. Hello. You're telling me my Lord Commissar of the Power Fist now is 38 points? That seems pretty good. Were they 8 points anyway? I thought they were 10 points. Either way, I'm not going to complain. Torx Battle Cannon, 18 points. That seems like a massive reduction. That seems really good. Torx Battle Cannons were already great. Do you know why Torx Battle Cannons were good? It was because they could get the extra shots on 6s via the Stormtrooper Doctrine at 24-inch range. rather than like the Gatling cannon, which has to go to 12-inch range. So yeah, that's really good. Gatling cannon stayed 20 points. Torx missile, holy fuck, guys! Torx missile launcher just went down to 30 points. That's a 20-point decrease. Yes, very, very yes. And the Vanquisher, the last thing to say, the Vanquisher battle cannon went down to 15 points. Does that make it worth it? Probably not. It's still shite. But at least now you're not getting punished for taking a fluffy option. Overall, guys, we're looking at some serious points decreases here. Death Corps of Krieg command squads they all went down by 1 point. Engineer squads went down to 7 points. Death Corps Commissar went down to 15 points. Death Corps Lord Commissar went down to 35 points. That's great. Death Corps Grenadier Storm Squad 8 points. That's really cool. Death Corps, yeah, they're now, yeah, they're awesome. Death Corps Lehman Russ Mars Pattern Alpha Tank 122 points. Ablative Storm Armor Mine Plow 10 points. Just taking a look through this. Is there anything else that's different? They all got the same points changes as other guard units, by the way. Elysians, yeah, they got a little point reduction. Elysian Veteran Squad down a point. Command Squad down a point. Auxiliary Grenade Launcher costs 0 points now. I don't know what that means. That sounds fucking cool. I think that is it, guys. So, generally speaking, we got point reductions across the board. That is where we should be. We are back in business, baby. Back in business. Absolutely loving this. What can I say, guys? What can I say? Absolutely fantastic. I'm going to have to do. It's just what you know. Everything is. We've got our points reductions in the areas where we should have got them. Things like mortars, they stayed where they should be. Things like lascans, they stayed where they should be. Basically, guys, rather than it being, you know, an automatic go big or go home, rather than it being like las cannon, plasma gun, yes, what they've done, if you actually look at the points reductions, what they've done is they've reduced the points of weapons that people just weren't taking. People weren't taking grenade launchers, not really. People weren't taking autocannons, you know. Now, to put it in perspective, an autocannon grenade launcher squad costs 53 points. A las cannon plasma gun squad costs 67 points. That's a 14-point difference. That, you know, which is rather than it being like a 7-point difference. Think about that. It was a 7-point difference. Now it's a 14-point difference. That makes the autocannon grenade launcher squad the bread and butter of guard units for literally generations at this point. Is now back to a solid workhorse unit. I can finally once again crack out my grenade launcher autocannon squads. Melter guns, people weren't taking them. They've got a point decrease. It's absolutely fantastic. Units like Valkyries, which weren't being taken, point decrease. Mechanized options have been given a viability again. Awesome. But you know what's so good about this points increase? People that were like abusing guard, like, you know, super players, for example, who were taking like the loyal 32 as it was called, they've not been changed. So if they still want to take their loyal 32, fine, go for it, whatever. But the pure guard players, they have been rewarded. So in terms of like competitive lists that we see out there, guys, the competitive scene hasn't really been changed too much. Those, people are still going to be taking mortar infantry squads for their soup. People are still going to be doing that. But the pure guard players have been rewarded. And so the reason why this is so important is because it means that now, rather than it being the natural choice for people to just not even take pure Imperial Guard, now pure Imperial Guard is back in business. We're going to reclaim a bit of our identity with these changes, guys. It's a really important thing to mention. Now, I'm sure there's things I've missed, and I really appreciate if people could put things down in the comments. Absolutely, because it's going to make it's going to make such a big difference, guys. If I've missed anything, please put it down. Please put your thoughts, your feedback, your ideas. Put them down there, guys. I have another leak coming up. The Empress Wrath Artillery Company. But I'm going to save that for a separate video. I want to keep that separate. Okay? Thank you guys for listening. And I'll see you guys next time.